Alright, how's it going, guys? So we're doing today, we're going to take this panel off. We need to get to the mirror on the inside, on the outside. It's broken, has cracked glass, and the turn signal area is broken as well. So decided just to go ahead and replace it all rather than just the mirror. I'll go ahead and show you right now what it looks like. But pretty much what we're going to be doing is we're going to take this trim piece off. We got a bolt here, bolt here. When we did the back window the last time, it only had two, but for my research, the front doors have a third one, which is on the back side, and then there's also the fourth bolt that's always on the bottom. Once we get that, we'll go ahead and pop the clips off. We'll slide it off, slide it upward, remove the little tweeter box, and then in there's going to be another screw to remove the mirror. Once that is removed, we'll be able to detach the wires, replace the whole thing. The replacement one already comes with the wires and everything, so I don't need to take any wire harnesses off or anything like that off of the old one. It's pretty much just plug and play. Give me 1 second. All right, so this here is what the old one looks like. Like I said, it's all cracked up, held on by a piece of wire here, and then of course here's the broken LED portion of the mirror along with that. And then here we have the replacement one in the box still. I'll go ahead and open that up here shortly. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up. So from my understanding, it's not going to match the current one. These of course are the pre-molds. You just got to get it painted, so it's just like a off gray. Obviously doesn't match. We are going to be replacing the fenders, the hood, and the bumper at some point in time. So I'm not concerned about the paint because we are going to repaint the whole car either way. Here is the replacement mirror, and then here is the actual mirror case. Okay, so I took it out of the bag. There you go. You can see the nice, perfect LED turn signals. Here is the inner side. And of course, like I said, the wire harness is already there. Just got to attach the mirror, and we're good to go. Give me 1 second, guys, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, you guys. So what we're going to be doing here, so we're just going to go ahead and remove this cover piece here. You know. Pop it out. So you guys want to always inspect it a little bit, make sure your clips are good to go. Alrighty, and then as I mentioned before, there you go. As mentioned before, we got 1, 2, 3, and we got the fourth one right there. Just so you guys know the placements of them. To get these out, we're gonna use a T30 torque screw. Now you're going to want to use a plastic trim removal tool. It's got a couple caps in there. We're going to have to get in there and pop them off. So usually it doesn't go this easily, but I guess that one initial pop them out. So now we're going to lift this part. So now we're going to get it out of here. You gotta lift it up, and then you're gonna pull. So There we go. Okay, now we can see the attached components. Here we have the handle in order to get that out. Sorry for the shakiness. You're gonna push this tab out and pull, and that will remove that. And we got two more tabs here. This one has a little push and pull. Okay, and the same thing for this one. You push, pull. Now your door is disconnected. So put that there. Next thing we got to do is take this little tweeter box off, and then we'll be removing the wires. So mirror wire here. So we got attachment here. Remove that, and disconnect it there. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get the best angle here. All right. So I'm just gonna do this one-handed. Hopefully it works out. So we're just gonna pull this here, and that kind of just comes out on its own. There we go. So this is actually a tab and should not stay there. We'll go ahead and remove it later. All right. So this, we don't have to do anything else to it at the moment. We're just gonna go ahead and, like I said, follow those wires and get it off. Okay. This one, take that off. And then right here, you're gonna pull this red tab, push the black one down, and release. Okay, pull this out. Now right here, this is not a torque screw. This is what they call a triple square. I was not able to get one, but using a T40 torque screw does the job. Give me 1 second. Okay, so now we are going to loosen it up. We are going to unscrew it. There we go. Now we can pull it off. So this lip here goes under that. It goes under, so you just pull it out and just, there you go. Got the mirror out. All right, so we got the new one here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fish the wire through that hole. So you can see. And we can just pull it onto the side. Go. Now, go ahead and try and mount this. Remember, this goes under the plastic here. Plastic trim, sorry. And in like that. So. So what I'm battling with right now is that these little spikes are supposed to go in here, but it seems that this corner one is not aligned properly. So I'm just trying to figure out, is it the orientation that I'm pushing it in, or is it just pretty much not aligned completely? So that's what I'm trying to figure out at the current moment. So all right, so we were able to get that on. Sorry about that. So when you are pushing it into the liner here, you got to push up and then push forward so you could get the last pin in there straightened up properly. So with that now in, we could able to go back over here and put our screw back in so it doesn't fall out of place. So I'm just gonna do this by hand real quick. Usually I'll suggest supporting both ends if you can at the same time. Just trying to work the camera and everything by myself today. So now we will go ahead and, all right, let's go check the other side, make sure nothing's wrong with it. All right, sound pretty good. Perfect. All right. So now we'll go ahead and put everything back on in reverse order. So this one here goes up here. It's easier to just take it off and put it back in, mainly because you're gonna have to push the little holes back in. Like I mentioned earlier, this goes on here, so we're gonna take this off. All right, don't do what I just did. Try this again. So this has a little lip here that goes behind that. I did not do that, so you're gonna push it behind. On your pins. Perfect. Now the wire, we're just gonna go ahead and just rewire it to how we found it in the beginning. Going this way. Slip it back under here. So this one does not come with this clamp that goes down here. I'm gonna see if I can take it off the other one. If I can't, I think it's gonna be pretty wired in as it is. I don't think you're gonna necessarily need it. It won't really reach. All right, sorry guys. I was able to get the clip on, get it off camera just really quick. Pretty much just take the zip tie off, put it back on, nothing too crazy. Kind of saw me do the same thing with this little tab just to rearrange it a little bit, run the wire a little bit more smoothly. So now we'll go ahead and put the trim back on. We'll connect the door handle, power windows back onto it, then we'll snap everything back in place. Once everything's back in place, we'll put the bolts back in, that little trim piece, and we should be done after that. So just give me a second and we'll get back to it. So I know you can't really see what I'm doing, just popping the blue wire back in, and then the black piece as well. It's literally just plug and play. You're gonna want to lift so that this goes in place around the door seal. Sorry, the wire here was hanging out, so it's caused a little issue there. So I do the same thing. Now what I like to do is I like to move my hand along the edges to see where all the push points are, and kind of just make sure they're being aligned with the hole before I push them back in. Mainly you don't want to push it in wrong and twist them and break one by accident. So just give me a second here. One of them's not being aligned. See what's going on. So that wire that we ran is actually getting in the way, one of the push ones. So I'm gonna have to go back and figure that out. Okay, so figured it out. I am a dummy. Probably break this thing now. Is where the push hole should go and not this. This one is supposed to come up here, but which makes a lot more sense now. So that the wire is not getting pushed in the way. Well, that is my bad, and also why I recommend you always follow along on your push points to ensure that you are installing them correctly. Let's try this again. So everything is sealed completely. You could tug on it, make sure nothing comes off. All right, we're gonna switch back to our T30. Get our bolts back in. Remember, 4 bolts. This middle one sometimes doesn't align properly, but you just push up and it'll align. So I like to put the side ones first, so that way this one lines up a little bit better. That way I don't have to do too much pushing. Of course, if your door lines up properly, you don't have to do that. You can just go ahead and follow them. Got that done. Last piece, just putting your trim back on. Just make sure you line everything up properly. And there you go. All right, guys, so here we got the mirror that we are going to, actually, let's go ahead and close this. We're gonna place back on there. As you see, we got the 2 wires for the heated, one on top, one on bottom, one top, one bottom. And then we got that little tab that just goes there along the side. So just give me a second while I go ahead and set this up. Okay, got the little tab on. It's supposed to just attach right there to the back. Kind of just helps keep it in place. Gonna go ahead and get those wires mounted in, see if I can get that on camera. Just give me a second here. All right, so hopefully you guys should be able to see there. So all we're doing is connecting the top and the bottom. But before we do that, I'm going to disconnect the battery wire just in case. Don't want to get any type of shocks or anything. Alrighty, we got that off. Again, we're just gonna put the wire, top wire on top. Bottom wire on the bottom. You want to make sure you hear it click, and then you're just going to go ahead and mount this on. Alright, so you don't want to push too hard, you don't want to break it. So I'm just slowly trying to make sure that and now, as you can see, the mirror is back on. Case is on. Okay. Those fold in and out. Mirror's still intact. We're good to go.